Hello and welcome back to Music Mitra, and my name is Bindu Nair. This is the channel where we make Carnatic music easy for all of you. Today the topic is Varnams. What are Varnams? You would have heard of this term Varnam, right? And some of you are already learning Varnams. Now Varnam is a complex compositional form which forms a part of both Abhyasagana and Sabhagana, meaning it's part of our training syllabus. So things that we do to train our voice, to train our swarasthanas or train in a raga. So that those kind of exercises or compositions are known as Abhyasagana. And the ones that we present on stage is known as Sabhagana. Now both are equally important in Carnatic music, and Varnam is one such composition which is both Abhyasagana and Sabhagana. Varnams are of different types. First, a student encounters what is known as a Tana Varnam. Tana Varnams are medium paced Varnams which have two main parts, that is a Purvanga and Uttaranga. Purvanga has what is known as Pallavi, Anupallavi and Muktaiswaram, and the Uttaranga has a Charanam phrase followed by multiple Chittaiswarams, or we call it Yettugadeswarams. So this is like the structure of a typical Varnam. Now why is Varnam such an important part of Carnatic music and Carnatic music training in particular? A Varnam is like the full encyclopedia for a raga. Suppose you're learning a ragam, Mohanam, let's say. The Varnam will give you the complete idea of that ragam. For example, its sancharas, Vishesha Prayogas, its Nyasaswaras, its Grahaswaras, the tempo in which it is to be sung, the rare phrases, which are the phrases that comes in very rare occasions, which are the phrases that comes repeatedly, which are the swaras on which we pause or land, that's called Nyasa swaras, which is the swara on which we start, that's the Graha swara, which are the swaras that are used in long phrases like Dirgham. Not all swaras are like used for a long holding of a phrase. So there's so much of information about that raga that is hidden within a Varnam. So Varnam forms like an integral part of a music student's life. We learn a Varnam once, but we use it or we kind of ruminate over it. The more you learn a Varna, the more you sing it, you understand so many aspects of that raga, that it's also known as Tana Varnam, because if you know that Varnam, you can even sing Tanam. That is why it's called, because the structure of the rhythm is like a Tanam rhythm. So, and it is both for Laya and for Raga, the Talam, even for a percussionist, they say if you can play for a Varnam, you can play for any other composition. Like when you are ready for a maid, how do a Mridangam student decide when he's ready to go on stage to accompany it? Is if he can play 3 speeds for a Varnam, he can manage everything else. So Varnam is that way a very important aspect of Carnatic music. If you see, Varnam doesn't have much importance on Sahityam. The Sahityam for that entire Varnam will be sometimes 2 or 3 lines, but it's spread over 3 pages. So it doesn't have much relevance of Sahityam, but it's more on the Ragam, the Raga Bhavam and the Layam and the structure of the Raga and its, what do you say, its usage for a student or a musician. The Sahityam is not relevant in the sense there's no bhava that we can emote there. That is why if you see a Varnam, you will always sing each of the angas of the talam like with this, like how you would sing a for example, I will give you by example. ನಿನ್ನು ಕೋರಿ ಯೂನ. You'll never sing a kirtanam like that, right? By giving a definitive hit on each of those syllables. Why? Because we are not focusing on the sahityam here. The focus is on the ragam and the laya. That 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. So see the rhythm that is coming there. So we are learning to break the melody into rhythmic components in a very beautiful manner in Varnams. So Varnams, we said first category Tana Varnams. I explained to you. Then the other types of Varnams are Pada Varnams. Now Pada Varnams is quite similar to a Tana Varnam, but the exception is it has Sahitya in all its components. Now for a Tana Varnam, the Sahitya was only in the Pallavi and Anupallavi and Charanam. The Muktai Swarams and the Chittai Swarams did not have Sahityam to it. So it's a combination of Swara and Sahitya. Whereas in a Pada Varnam, there is Swara and there is Sahitya for every anga of the composition. So that is what makes a Pada Varnam different from a Tana Varnam. In Daru Varnams, again there is Swaram, there is Sahityam, and there is something more. There are jatis that are added. Jati phrases are added. So that is why Pada Varnam and Tana Varnam and Daru Varnams are three different compositional types within the category of Varnams. Daru Varnam and Pada Varnam are used extensively in Indian classical dances, especially Bharatanatyam. So these were the categories of Varnam. And I told you as before, Varnam is both a Abhyasagana and a Sabagana. That means in a concert, normally the artist would start the concert with a Varnam. Tradition that's followed. And that kind of sets the pace, the rhythm, it's also like a sound check, and everything is checked, and the stage is set for the rest of the concert by singing a Varnam. Whereas when it comes to practicing at home, again Varnam is an integral part if you practice your Varnams on a daily basis, and that is the stepping stone for you that will open the doors to more professional ways of singing the Kriti, or more advanced level of singing the Kritis. To make our voice ready for a Kriti, we need the Varnams. So at least we should learn 15 to 20 Varnams before we even get into singing Kritis. That is the real way of learning music. So by the time we sing the Varnam in 2 or if possible 3 speeds, and even we can try the other Gati variations, Tisram, Khandam, etc. That will make the student so confident and so perfect in his both the raga, the laya, and the melodic aspect and the rhythmic aspect of singing, that is the foundation. The foundation for, if someone asks me what is the foundation for a good Carnatic music student, I would say is singing your Varnams in minimum 2 speeds, if not 3 speeds. Now, the problem here is, I'm talking to each one of you. Many of you students, you learn a Varnam and you think you know it, and then you go away from it. You do not repeat it after you have learnt it. That is the biggest mistake music students do. Once you learn a Varnam, that is just the first step. Now you need to sing that Varnam 1,000,000 times. Music, you see, is tapasya. To be frank with you, there is no easy route here. You have to sing it 100 times, 1,000 times if possible. Sing it in Swara, sing it in Akara, sing it in Sahitya, sing it in different speeds, and then you will see how that Raga Devata kind of appears in front of you. So this video is for all music students out here to understand and recognize the importance of Varnams. Many of you find Varnams as a boring thing. Definitely, I tell you, you are not going to progress in your music learning, in your skill development if you ignore your Varnams. Varnams are, and I would say, the only way for you to become a good music student and a good singer of Carnatic music. And bhavam and the other melodic aspects that comes in a kriti can be easily executed once you know how to sing the varnams correctly and properly. So at the end, I'll just give you a few examples for some of you who are wondering which is a Tana Varnam and which is a Pada Varnam and which is a Daru Varnam. For a Tana Varnam, all the Varnams that you learn in the earlier stages of your music learning, like Mohana Varnam, Ninnu Koriyu Na Nu, that is definitely a Tana Varnam. Then so many Tana Varnams that we've done. Kalyani Manajakshiro or in Todi these are all Tana Varnams. Then what is a Pada Varnam? The Natakurinji Varnam. If you heard the Natakurinji Varnam, that is a Pada Varnam. Because if you see, there are Sahityams also for every Chitteswaram that is involved. So, that is a Pada Varnam. Then Daru Varnam, which has jatis. A famous example of that would be Made Malaya Vajapandya Samjate Matanga Vadana Guhamate. So here if you see Dadani Dadani Dadani, that is the Swaram part. Then if you see the Jatik tam tam taka janu tadimi tadimi taka tam tam, that is the Jatik. Then Data sakala kalani puna chatura data, that is the Sahityam. So the same Swarams had, the Muktai Swaram had the Swaram, the Jati and the Sahityam to it. So that's the beauty of the Daru Varnams. So this session of understanding your Varnam, their importance and making it an integral part of your daily practice was of use to you. If you have not yet made Varnams your daily practice routine, then please start right now, and you tell me in the comments below whether in 1 month's time your singing has improved or not. Definitely I can give it to you in a stamp paper that your singing will definitely improve if you take up your Varnams diligently every day. Sing 2 Varnams every day in 2 speeds in Swaram, Sahityam, Akaram, and see the difference for yourself. And don't forget to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Music Mitra. I will see you soon with another video on a topic related to Carnatic music. Bye for now.